following is a presentation of TFNN. The Tom O'Brien Show is produced every business day. Tom takes your phone calls toll free at 1-877-927-6648. Internationally at 727-445-1044.
Let's go to Marty in Worcester, Mass. Hey, Marty, what's going on?
Hi, Mr. O'Brien. Got a quick little thing here.
Yeah?
It's called patience and perseverance.
Okay.
Patience. I heard a goddess yelling, the magic silent word, and methinks I must be smelling pokey money round the world. Perseverance. When markets roil like stormy seas, good traders seek safe port. In financial times like these, you need Tom O'Brien's gold report.
You are too much, Marty, man. That is so cool. Well, listen, man, I really appreciate that.
Now, Tom O'Brien.
Welcome, folks. This is Tom O'Brien of TFNN. We go 5 days a week. We go 10 hours a day. We go 24 hours a day on the internet at TFNN.com. Always remember, folks, whatever you think about, you bring about. Whatever you focus on grows. Hope everyone's having a great day, safe day. It's a TGIF, folks. Let's make it a great one. This quote is by Peter Ustinov. The point of living is to believe the best is yet to come. It's a beautiful thing, folks. Market-wise, let's take a look at it out here. We have the Dow Industrials up 5, Nasdaq's up 33, S&P's up 2.5, gold contract down $17, trading at $1,177 an ounce. Silver down 15 cents at $15.67 an ounce. Platinum down 14 at $1,122 an ounce. Copper up 4 pennies at $2.73 a pound. Light sweet crude off 50 cents at $57.24 a barrel. Bonds. We have the 10-year up 8 ticks, 129.13. 30-year up 20 ticks at 162.21. And King Dollar. King Dollar down 359 ticks at 97.09. The Euro is up 46 at 108. And the Yen is down 71, trading at 118.87. Our phone number is 877-927-6648. Give us a call, folks. Want to know what's going on in your world. In the world of the S&Ps, let's take a look at them. What do you have? Okay, so if we start with the SPY, bottom line, really interesting, actually, because you have the NASDAQ at all-time highs. SPY just can't make it. We have traded to 211.66. The high of yesterday was 211.94. Your high out there that it's trying to get into is the 212.24. Now, the volume is so anemic today, it's pretty amazing, particularly because, folks, the NASDAQ is at highs, the NDX is at highs. We're only 39 million shares in the SPY. It's almost unheard of, with an hour left. So this is going to be one of the lightest days out here, period, which is just absolutely bizarre. What does that say? It says there's no buyers up here. That's the bottom line. Now, we're coming into window dressing next week, so it's like, okay, you're going to have a shot to make this. But as how we trade out here today, bottom line is that this is about as anemic as you get with no one in the store. Now, what I expect you're going to see is that the SPY, it's up 34 cents right now. The SPY, more than likely, is going to end up closing flat or down. That's how this thing is shaking out right now. Now, let's go to the NDX 100. We take a look at the 3 Qs. Different ball game inside the 3 Qs. Inside the 3 Qs, you have 24 million shares traded. You're over the high. Bottom line, 3 Qs can go higher. Inside, in fact, you can make, let's see, you can't make the arguments in ABC up because you came down with too much volume. But bottom line is that inside the NDX 100, which is driving the NDX 100 today, you have Amazon is up $56 at $446. Microsoft is up $4.33 at $47. Starbucks is up $2.35 at $51, and Mattel is up $1.18 at $30.10. If we go look at Biogen, that's down 26. That's taken away from it. Avco Technologies is down 470. NPXI is down 346, and Altera is down 137. Gold contract. Let's go look at gold. Okay, so another Friday, another hammering in gold. Bottom line, gold down today with 146,000 contracts. You're at 1177. And bottom line, gold did not reject lower price out here. We broke the swing point. The swing point that we broke is on 1183. That swing point there had 100. No, we're lucky there. I'm lucky there. Let's put it that way. That swing point had 161,000 contracts. We've only done 146, so we didn't break the swing with volume. Bottom line, though, is that it didn't save itself in price. It would have been nice to see this close inside the 1183 area. What does that set up? That sets up. We'll see how it handles this 1175. 1175 and 1164. This is pretty intense, actually. Where I'm going with 1164. The 1164 is a low that was generated out there on March 6th. The 1175, which it has been holding, that's how it came off the bottom. We go take a look at bonds. We use the TLT. Now, what's going to get really interesting here with bonds is this, folks. The first time bonds came off the high, they came off with some volume. And we went back topside, and the volume was pretty good. It didn't die on the vine. When you came back topside and you try to test, if we talk about the 10-year, the 10-year right now is trading out at 129.13. So what we did is that the high that was generated in January is 130. Let me pull this. I'll put this one up for you so you can see how this shakes out. Okay, so the high in January and the 10-year bond is 130.20. Now, you came off that high, and we came off that high with vicious volume, some big volume, okay? That is one of the largest moves out there. That was February 6th. We went from 129 to 127. Now, as we come back up into that high, we had some good volume. The volume, however, died in the vine again April 3rd. Come down, slightly higher volume, went up with decent volume on the 17th. The way this is trading right now, I suspect, number one, that, yeah, the highs are going to get tested, but the probability is getting higher that these bonds do want lower price, higher yield. So that's going to be a big change of trend if, in fact, that's what we have. And this is why. Because each and every time the market goes south, bonds go higher. So now the question would be, on a large change of trend, is that, okay, a market's just going to go higher and bonds want to go down? Or do bonds want to go down and bonds take everything down with them? Meaning different, bigger change of trend. It's going to be wild watching this thing shake out. King dollar. Now, if you go over to King dollar and watch this, when you're looking at King dollar, what you have here. Let's see. Let's get this one back up. Okay, so we go over and we take a look at King dollar. What King dollar is doing, folks, is this. King dollar is building cause to get down into its lowest swing point. We had the expansion of volume today, and by the way, this is what this huge divergence inside the gold market because of this, and this could be gold's savior, and this is what it is. What King dollar has done is that King dollar broke its swing point that was generated out there on March 17th and broke it with volume. We've done, actually, it's going to, look at this, it's going to need a little more. We've done 53,000 contracts, it needs 57,000. Bottom line, it won't do it might do 3,000 before we close out. That being said, King dollar still wants to test this lower swing point because the lower swing point is only 500 ticks from where the low is today. That lower swing point is at the 96.49 area. If we break that, then you're going to see it come down to the 94.76 area. And what does that do at that particular point? Well, we'll see where the volume comes out of the move as it gets down to that lower price. Because if that's what you get, that would be specifically saying that King dollar is going to have a much larger move down. And King dollar has been building cause since the 6th of March. Our phone number is 877-927-6648. Let's go take a look at the oil market. What do we have with oil? So, oil out here. Oil is trading at 57.18. And the oil market, folks, continues to basically want higher price. What oil did today is oil goes sideways. We did 300,000 contracts. Yesterday, you were pushing on the swing highs with some real good juice. We were pushing on it with 416,000 contracts. So even on a dead cat bounce, it looks like oil is going to basically get up into about the 65 area. Now, when you start putting that all together, it really is pretty cool, because what it would mean, and this is where the dollar, I believe, is releasing the most amount of information. With the dollar going down, the commodities are going to have a shot, metals, oil, to get to higher price. This is Tom O'Brien. This is TFNN. You stay right there. We're coming right back. Dow Industrials are up 10. Nasdaq's up 35. S&Ps are up 3.5. We're going to be right back.
If you're an active trader looking for that extra edge when it comes to trading and investments, then now is a great time to get a 2-week free trial to Tom O'Brien's daily market letter, Market Insights. Tom O'Brien's daily newsletter, Market Insights, comes out every market day at around 9:30 a.m. and provides Tom's daily commentary on the broad market, including the Dow, Nasdaq, and S&P, plus specific trade recommendations. There's even an update published most afternoons to keep you informed about the day's market activity. He'll give you the entry price, price target, and stop price of each stock in option trade. With Market Insights, there's nothing left to guessing. For all the details and to get your 2-week free trial to Market Insights started today, visit TFNN.com.
In quiet markets, investors search for new trading opportunities. We'd like to introduce you to a new product that provides opportunities even in flat markets. Nadex, the North American Derivatives Exchange, is a new and innovative Chicago-based exchange registered with the Commodity Futures Trading Commission, and unlike most other exchanges, Nadex allows you to trade directly through them with direct market access when using their trading platform. Nadex never charges a fee to use their platform, which even includes real-time charts and full customization capability. Nadex's unique short-term binary options allow traders and investors to capitalize on strategies even when the underlying markets are quiet. Nadex's innovation has allowed them to come up with a line of unique trading products that are unavailable anywhere else. See how it works at nadex.com. That's NADEX.com, or click on the Nadex banner on the front page of TFNN.com. Futures and options trading involves risk and may not be appropriate for all investors. You take a hands-on approach to managing your investments, and whether you're bullish or bearish on Chinese stocks, the ETFs from Direction Shares are there to help you magnify your perspective. Bull ETFs for a rising market and bear ETFs for a falling market. Direction Shares gives you the tools for both sides of the trade. Discover how we can help at DirectionShares.com today. An investor should consider the investment objectives, risks, charges, and expenses of the Direction Shares carefully before investing. The prospectus and summary prospectus contain this and other information about Direction Shares. To obtain a prospectus or summary prospectus, please contact Direction Shares at 800-851-0511. The prospectus or summary prospectus should be read carefully before investing. An investment in the funds is subject to risk, including the possible loss of principal. The funds are designed to be utilized only by sophisticated investors such as traders and active investors employing dynamic strategies. Investors in the fund should understand the consequences of seeking daily investment results, understand the risk of shorting, and intend to actively monitor and manage their investments. Distributor Foresight Fund Services, LLC.
Trade with confidence and clarity while using the software that thousands of institutional traders rely on to make the best and most accurate decisions. Choose from 1,000 equities, currencies, and futures instruments utilizing the TAS architecture. As seen on Bloomberg terminals worldwide, the TAS Profile Scanner is a benchmark technical filtering system that thousands of traders rely on, and now you can too. For a limited time for TFNN subscribers only, we've reduced the price to just $97. That's over 75% off. John Logan hosted a special subscriber-only webinar in December, and you'll gain access to that archive as well, so you can learn exactly what the TAS Profile Scanner can do for you. Try this product out. No matter what you trade, the TAS Profile Scanner can help you make more informed trading decisions. There's no obligation to pay anything. Don't let this offer pass you by. Get your 30-day free trial to the TAS Profile Scanner today by signing up at TFNN.com. TFNN.com takes your phone calls. Now, toll free at 1-877-927-6648. Internationally at 727-445-1044.
Welcome back, folks. 877-927-6648. We have the Dow Industrials up 7, Nasdaq up 33, S&Ps are up 2.5. And, you know, if we go over here, you got to, I'm having a hard time wrapping my head around this negative yield. So check this out, folks. This is, okay, so let me read you the story first. This is from PIMCO, okay? Forget high-yield bonds. The real froth in markets can be found in the swelling pool of negative-yielding government debt from Europe to Japan. That's according to Mark Kissel, the Chief Investment Officer for Global Credit at Pacific Investment Management Company. That's Bill Gross's old company. He's with Janus now. He's with PIMCO. The bubble is really in some of these yields, these negative yields, Kissel said in Bloomberg Television interview today. I don't think this is sustainable. Okay, so what a negative yield is, folks, is that you are actually paying someone for the debt versus the debt holder, basically, no, the debtor paying you to borrow the money, okay? You know, well, the concept of negative yielding bonds has become pretty mainstream this year against the backdrop of aggressive stimulus from central banks globally. It's unusual from a historical perspective, that's for sure, right? Since September of last year, now this is where this gets really bizarre, and this is the thing that I'm trying to wrap my head around because I never realized that the numbers are so big. So check this out. Since last September, the pool of European bonds that essentially charge investors to own them, so that's correct, to charge investors to own them, has almost tripled to 2.8 trillion euros. Okay, that's 2.8 trillion. That, folks, okay, is 3 trillion US dollars. 3 trillion. From 1 trillion, according to Bank of America Corporation. So, what you have is, and you have two different things happening. Last year, you had $1 trillion that folks were paying the person or government entity. This year, we have $3 trillion, okay? That pool of negative yielding debt is almost twice as big as the outstanding. Now, this is really bizarre. So that pool of debt is twice as big as the outstanding investment-grade corporate debt in Europe and almost 9 times as large as the European high-yield bond market. I'm trying to wrap my head around this, man, and I got to get my head around it because the thing that's amazing is that, okay, so why, you know, he's saying it's a bubble. Well, of course it has to be a bubble because the fact of the matter is, as we go on in life, does that mean that the person that would be insane, that you can issue as much debt as you want, and as you issue debt, you make money? So picture something. Let's just picture, everyone out there for a second, just picture this. Well, I'm going to do it with basically $1,000. Let's say that you go out and you say, okay, I'm going to borrow $1,000 off Mr. Smith. Well, Mr. Smith is going to give you the $1,000 and then turn around, and on top of that, my God, that's sick. Well, I'm going to give him a piece of paper. They're going to give me the $1,000. Then on top of that, instead of us paying Mr. Smith is going to pay us for the right that he just gave us $1,000. Okay. So when you wrap your head around that, right, it's got to be like central governments want people to spend money. But in fact, what that specifically means is that they're printing money, they're giving it to the sovereign nations around the world, but yet the sovereign nations are not spending the money. It's bizarre. And no matter which way I keep flipping it in my head, I'm still having a hard. Now check this out, because this is how this does. I know the one portion. Well, mechanically I know how it works, but fundamentally I'm still having a problem. So mechanically, this is how. So watch what happens here, folks. Last year at this time, everyone was saying that, no, that's insane. Well, what ended up happening is that, and the way yields go, right, is that when yields go down, the price of the bonds go up, right? Well, last year at this time, people were saying, okay, negative yields are crazy, which I totally understand. Well, because they've got even more negative, anyone that has bought bonds on a negative yield have actually made even more money. So the question's going to be like, where does it stop? We'll see. 877-927-6648. Let's go take a look at some of the Dow industrial stocks and see what's moving the Dow. The Dow's having a hard time getting any traction. What's taken away from the Dow out here today is that you got Boeing down $1.55, ExxonMobil's down 75, United Technologies is off 98, and you have Goldman Sachs down 142. Putting juice into the Dow Industrials is Microsoft. That's up 10%. That's up $4.41. You got McDonald's up $1.59, Walmart is up 82, and Johnson & Johnson is up 57. If we go over and we take a look, let's go look at Microsoft, because in order to push Microsoft up $4, folks, that's quite a feat. You know, Microsoft has, let's see, you talk about shares outstanding. Yeah, they get 8 billion shares outstanding with the B. Pretty amazing. Microsoft, yeah, you know, I mean, the volume's in it today. It's 104 million. It's not bad. That's not bad. That's great. So that setup there, that setup there says Microsoft's going to go after its high again. Pretty amazing. We're at 47.74. That says that high is game out there. Boeing, we go take a look at Boeing. That's just the other side of the coin. We pull up Boeing. And what you have with Boeing, that's been on a sideways move for a bit. And she's going to need more juice to get to lower price. But that sideways move, excuse me, is always dangerous when you're getting pressure, and that pressure is moving downtown. 3M is another one that came down hard yesterday. 3M actually broke a swing point and broke it with some big volume. And 3M is set up. We're at 158 right now. 3M is set up to get into the 150 area. What is going to be intriguing with 3M, of course, is that good old October 15th swing low is hanging out there. And, you know, we bring this up, of course, and that's October 15th swing low, folks, even on the S&P is still game. You know, 3M basically 2 days ago it's up at 165 here, at 158. It's broken the consolidation that it's been in. The high volume swing low down there is 135. Man, that's a long way down. And if we put this up here, watch this. If I put this up, you're going to see this on a weekly. On a weekly, this is monster volume off its high. On a weekly basis, what we're going to have is that we're going to have 14 million on the way down, breaking just about everything. Yeah, it is breaking everything. It's hit 157.85 today. That'll build some cause first. Whoops, there we go. That'll build some cause first to break down the December 14th level. That's 155.59. It hasn't hit that level yet. The low is 157.85. But it's quite evident that the way that is trading, that thing is going to continue to move down. So it's going to be interesting to see how this whole thing shakes out. If we go to United Technologies, UTX is also a building cause to get to lower price. UTX is off the high of 124. You're at 116. And this is as the NASDAQ goes to all-time highs. This is Tom O'Brien. This is TFNN. You stay right there, folks. Coming right back. Dow Industrials are up 10. NASDAQ's up 33. S&Ps are up 3.5. Coming right back.
You know what's cool? Taking something that's good for you. Something specifically formulated to help with weight loss, better sleep, stress reduction, and the need to detox.
Nico, our hunter and gatherer ancestors found all their nutritional requirements for health in their wild environment. But today, our food sources no longer contain the vitamins, minerals, and nutrients our bodies need to stay healthy and strong.
That's why we need Primal Edge Daily Nutrition. It includes a special blend of ionic, soil-based vitamins, minerals, fatty, and amino acids in an easy-to-use liquid form.
Primal Edge is powered by highly concentrated fulvic and humic acids, nature's preferred delivery system. They have been called miracle molecules because, like sunlight, air, and water, life cannot exist without them.
That's right, Paige. They ensure we receive all the nutrition we need to be healthy and thrive. We take it every morning.
Primal Edge, formulated and approved by Nico and Paige of Living a Primal Lifestyle. Buy it today for just $89. Click on the Primal Edge banner on the front page of TFNN.com.
David White's newsletter, The Technology Insider, is focused like a laser on finding the next big things in technology. If you had invested only $10,000 in Microsoft in 1986, you'd have been a millionaire by 2000. Disruptive technology like Microsoft's is the key to these massive long-term profits, and the Tech Insider is the vehicle from TFNN to capitalize on these opportunities. This is the go-to newsletter that identifies, monitors, and profits on mostly little-known cutting-edge companies with great long-term prospects. David's experience is as an inventor of Emmy-winning animation products for TV and Hollywood that propelled a company public. Match that with 14 years as a full-time trader, and he's uniquely qualified to guide you through the light-speed world of ever-evolving high-tech. If you're ready to ride the next big technology bull market for less than $40 per month, log on to TFNN.com and get your 2-week free trial to the Technology Insider. Get in on the ground floor of the next big thing today.
Platinum, grains, crude oil, gold, copper, cattle, hogs, gasoline, natural gas, coffee, cotton, cocoa, and sugar. These are just some of the commodities mentioned in the most recent issue of Andy Hecht's Techno-Mental Commodity Report. Andy publishes his weekly newsletter every Thursday morning, where he breaks down the commodity market and provides his subscribers with specific trading recommendations based on his trading methodology. By signing up for a free trial to the Techno-Mental Commodity Report, you'll get a full 30 days to try out this powerful newsletter service and see for yourself the types of trades Andy has recommended for his subscribers. When you sign up for a 30-day free trial, you're under no obligation to pay anything. And should you decide to continue, you will lock in the low rate of only $79 a month. Sign up right now for the Techno-Mental Commodity Report and make sure you're ready to catch the next big trade in commodities. For more information and to get started today, visit the front page of TFNN.com.
If you're like me, you see the world's emerging nations as a very real opportunity, as these countries and their economies are developing right before our eyes. And you can rest assured that Everbank has spotted this opportunity too. In fact, they just recently unveiled the new 5-year market-safe Future Economy CD. This is a CD that could really deliver, but you only have until May 7th to take advantage. Consider the facts. If the future economy's currencies beat the US dollar over the CD term, you'll get all the upside. And should they lose, no worries. There's zero downside risk here, as you still get back 100% of your deposited principal. Intrigued yet? The May 7th funding deadline is quickly approaching. So hurry over to everbank.com/TFNN-CD for more information, including important product details and disclosures. Once again, that's everbank.com/TFNN-CD. Everbank is an equal housing lender and member FDIC.
Tiger Real Estate Opportunity Fund is currently offering 4-year first mortgages on many of the fully renovated properties that it has purchased. The first mortgages are third-party appraised with a maximum loan-to-value ratio of 70%, providing a secured investment that pays a fixed return of 5% annually, which works out to a monthly income of more than $416 per $100,000 investment with your principal intact and secured. These 4-year first mortgages are perfect for anyone looking for a secured investment that provides monthly income much like a CD. For more information, email tigerfund@tfnn.com or click on the Tiger Real Estate Opportunity Fund banner along the right side of the tfnn.com homepage, or call our office directly at 877-518-9190. There's a limited supply, so act now.
This segment is brought to you by Think or Swim. For more information, just click the Think or Swim banner on the front page of TFNN.com.
Welcome back, folks. We have the Dow Industrials up 15, Nasdaq up 36, S&Ps are up 4. And let's go over and we'll take a look at this, the Nasdaq Composite. Okay, so bring this baby up. Whoops. So, composites back to its highs from 15 years ago. 15 years, that's pretty intense, man. Okay, so we bring this up. I'm going to put this on, I have to put this on a 15-year chart. How's that? Actually, I put it on a 20-year chart on a monthly basis. So, you back up to these highs. That high that was generated up there was 5132.52. Yesterday we closed over the closing high. So, you know, let's see, we got to 81. No, we got to. It's only going to be 32 more points in order to basically take that high out. That high, folks, is going to be taken out. The real question is going to be, you know, as we get up to it, it's pretty wild. As we get up and over it, what is going to continue to power the NASDAQ higher? You know, well, we'll see where that shakes out. What we are going to have out here today inside the NASDAQ is that we're going to be doing about 2 billion shares, which is really weak in the aspect that you're making brand new highs. There's no two ways about that. We go over to the 3Qs. Now, the 3Qs has the juice in it. The 3Qs today has 26 million shares. Bottom line, that's decent volume as you're getting up to higher levels. The 3Qs, the highs that were generated out here inside the 3Qs, let's see what this one is saying. 120. So the 3Qs has a bit to go, but what does happen there, what that's all about, that has to, over the course of 15 years, what that has to do, folks, is that their expense ratio is 0.21%. So that's where that ratio comes in. Now we go over to the SPYs. The SPYs today are blowing my mind. And what it is, the SPYs have only done 43 million shares. That is so anemic, it's unbelievable. I mean, even when it does short volume, it's doing 70, 80 million. So we'll see if 20 million can come in at the close out here. That's on the daily basis. Yesterday we had done 102 million. Today we're at 43. Now, on a weekly basis, what you're going to see is that the weekly basis, it's shot on volume in an extraordinary way. That being said, I do expect that the SPYs will hit this high next week because we're coming into window dressing. The small caps, different animal. And the divergence is here in the small caps. The small caps couldn't handle higher price out here today. On the weekly basis, what you have is that you're going to close out about 125.85. We're going to do like 90 million shares. 90 million is going into 130 and going into 155. Now, that 155, you know, bottom line, that's saying the small caps also can get up into that area once again. If we go take a look at the XLE, excuse me, folks, the energy sector is having a really tough time getting through the downdraft that had been created out there from November. That downdraft is vicious inside the XLE. You know, the XLE had gone from 101 straight down to 71. You're at 81 right now. That's ice. And the XLE is not showing that it can get up and over that level at all. The XLF, we go take a look at the XLF. What we have in the XLF is trading sideways, $24.26. Bottom line is that you get volume dying on the vine, but the XLF has been up at these levels and staying at these levels since November. When you take a look at the fine structure inside the banks, folks, it's just amazing. If you haven't figured out yet that the banks basically are the banks as our man, Mr. Dave White said, I believe he said it. No, he said it to me on Friday afternoons. We do the show together. He said it off the air, but he said to me, he says, you know, there's no reason that you can't bring the banks and use the RICO statute on them. Because the bottom line is that they're using the RICO statute on just about everyone. And the RICO statute would be absolutely applicable to the banks. If you saw Deutsche Bank out here today, if you read, paid a $2.5 billion fine for the fixing of, you know, foreign currency markets. And the foreign currency markets, the LIBOR rate affects each and every one of us. The LIBOR rate, folks, more than likely affected 3/4 of us out here if you had mortgages, because that is what they're predicated on. So bottom line is that it's part of doing business right now, and you can see the hypocrisy in the whole deal. There's no two ways about it, and the hypocrisy is huge. It's insane. It's absolutely insane. But it doesn't seem like it's going to go away. In fact, it seems like they're getting more brazen in the aspect of the amount of damage that they'll do and take no prisoners. That's just kind of how these banks are running. We go take a look at inside the IBB. Now, the IBB, folks, even with, this is the biotech index, even with Biogen breaking down, this baby still wants to try to get into that 363 or 364 right now. It's hanging up at these highs. Somehow this thing's going to try to spike into this thing one more time. And the IBB has been looking to break down for quite a while. But guess what? Each and every time that it basically breaks down, it comes roaring back. Last time it broke down, went from 374 down to 333 in 5 days. 4 days. 5 days. It's pretty intense. Now, it took, let's see, it took 5, 10, 15, 20. It took 30 days to get back up. Bottom line, that's how it likes to trade. So what I suspect you will see is that the IBB also is going to help the NASDAQ stay up at these levels for a bit. Google, we go take a look at Google. Google last night came out with numbers. Google is up $17, trading at $5.75. And what you have with Google is, bottom line is that there's no juice up here, but guess what? She wants to go try to get into this 588 area also. What is going to be really intriguing, there's no doubt, is that we have window dressing that's coming next week, and guess what? You're running into May. So we'll see where this shakes out inside the NDX 100. But the NDX 100, no doubt, is up at highs. Small caps, S&Ps, having a tough time in an incredible way, actually. And the thing that's amazing is, we go over to Apple just for a second. Apple is at 130. Apple's going to go test its own high out there of 133. We'll see whether Apple can get up and over that level. But thus far, bottom line is that it looks like that's going to be a test. But that is a tight consolidation that Apple's been in. And longer term, yeah, that wants to go a lot lower. But in the shorter term, we'll see whether it can get any traction. Texas Instruments, TXN, and here's where there's you get a lot of divergence out here. Texas Instruments went south with volume. Texas Instruments right now is at the $54, and she's going after that high volume swing low. Texas was up there at 59. She's at 54. Volume actually blew out of Texas Instruments. We've done 42 million shares thus far on the weekly basis. Now, the highs of the low at $47. We're at 54 right now. So 47 is going to be pretty easy to get into. We take a look at this on a monthly basis. Been a one-way shot. These are all one-way shots. I mean, you look at this on a monthly basis, it looks like you've done, you've done nothing but go up for 2 years straight out. And that's even with Texas Instruments right now, even though it's off the high of that 59. When you look at this on a monthly basis, there hasn't been a month that you have to really worry that much. I guess the last 3 months. The last 3 months, the spread on it has been 52 to 59. Let's go take a look at the GLD, because the gold contract itself, this is where Sunday night there's going to be action out here, folks. So the GLD has done 6 million shares, and that's good, because you're coming into 8 million. GLD went down to 112.77. Where it broke topside from is 112.77. Gets into that 2 million less shares. That's on the daily. We put this on a weekly. On a weekly, you get on a weekly, this is what's going on. On a weekly, it's a problem that we're into the bar at all. So the low of the GLD was 109. The high of that month was 114. We're at 113.09. Now, you're in there with lighter volume, but I never like to see it go into the bar at all without a rejection. Because what you do get when you get something like that is that, guess what? You can go all the way down to the bottom again. Hit it again. We'll see where that shakes out, but that's how that is set up at this particular point. This is Tom O'Brien. This is TFNN. You stay right there, folks. We're going to be coming right back. Dow Industrials are up 28. You get the NASDAQ up 37. S&Ps are up 4.5. And as you come over to our website, folks, at TFNN, don't forget, get our man, Mr. Steve Rhodes, Basil Chapman. They're going to be doing a couple great workshops for you in the next couple weeks. We're going to be right back.
Basil Chapman has just announced 2 live workshops that he'll be hosting April 27th and May 5th that only subscribers to his opening call will gain access to. On April 27th, Basil will host a 45-minute live online workshop, The Essentials of the Chapman Wave, where he'll teach the basics of the Chapman Wave notation that Basil created and uses daily in his trading and newsletter recommendations. On May 5th, Basil will host a second 45-minute workshop where this time he'll revisit the 1929 market comparison webinar and provide his attendees with an updated take on the socio-economic trends Basil has spotted currently taking place. If you're an opening call subscriber already, then your seat is already reserved. If not, then sign up for a 30-day free trial to the opening call today. You get a month of Basil's daily newsletter, The Opening Call, along with 2 live workshops coming up. Don't miss out on this offer. Sign up for Basil Chapman's Opening Call newsletter today on the front page of TFNN.com.
Do you know the 7 most critical factors that influence every decision you make, and how not knowing these will jeopardize the health, the wealth, and the relationships you deserve? I'm Steve Rhodes, morning host at TFNN.com, and for the last quarter of a century, I've studied and used the secrets of human growth, the same formulas used by leaders of nations, billionaires and millionaires, and the most successful athletes on the planet. Would you like to break through any obstacle that gets in between you and the success you deserve? Would you like to turn fear into strength? If you could find a way to achieve, be fulfilled, and live a life of meaning, wouldn't you want to know the answer? I'll teach you the factors that control your state of mind and the drivers that impact every thought, emotion, behavior, and action we take in my new webinar, The Psychology of Trading. Join me for this 2-part online event where I'll unveil the secrets to human pattern recognition, because they're not what you think. And soon, you'll have the health, the wealth, and the relationships you deserve. Just go to the homepage of TFNN.com and click on The Psychology of Trading to begin your journey now.
TFNN is excited about our new software charting program, The Art of Timing the Trade Charts. In collaboration with Tom O'Brien and using his best-selling book, The Art of Timing the Trade, Your Ultimate Trading Mastery System, David White has programmed an outstanding piece of software that will complement any trader's methodology. Using this first-of-its-kind program, The Art of Timing the Trade Charts allows you to scan thousands of stocks for Fibonacci formation setups, including Gartley's, ABC's, butterflies, and much more. The Art of Timing the Trade Charts is designed to help you when scouring the markets for stocks just beginning to form the trading patterns that many investors spend days, weeks, or even months searching to find. And right now, we're offering licenses available at only $79 a month. We are so confident that you're going to love this new charting software that will even give you a 30-day unconditional money-back guarantee. Don't miss out on this incredible new piece of software. Get your copy of The Art of Timing the Trade Charts today by visiting TFNN.com.
Tom O'Brien's weekly gold letter, The Gold Report, gives complete and concise coverage of the entire gold market. Inside, you'll get Tom's commentary on gold, the dollar, the rand, the bond, the XAU, the HUI, and detailed coverage of nearly 25 mining stocks. He'll give you the entry price, price target, and stop price of each stock trade. The Gold Report is a long-term newsletter where the focus is on building real wealth through the management of a successful portfolio of gold stocks. With a lifetime of knowledge and almost 12 years of writing his informative weekly newsletter, The Gold Report, Tom O'Brien can provide you with the important market information to help you make better trades in the gold market. Don't let the next bull run in gold pass you by. To get a month-long free trial to The Gold Report, an $85 value, visit the front page of TFNN.com today.
No matter where you listen to TFNN programming, we want you to know you can always access your favorite shows on demand through TFNN.com. TFNN airs live programming every market day from 8 a.m. till 6 p.m. Eastern, and you can view each program by accessing Tiger TV through our homepage. We even have an easy link for all mobile devices, including iPhones and iPads, located at the top right-hand corner of the TFNN homepage. You can use your smartphone to view Tiger TV, but if you don't have a mobile connection that can keep up with streaming live video, then you can simply visit TFNN.mobi in the browser of your smartphone for live streaming audio of all of our programs. The mission of TFNN is to educate our audience directly and interactively through our interactive website and radio call and talk shows. TFNN is able to teach all levels of investors the technical skills needed to trade in today's marketplace. In order to get the best information possible, TFNN has assembled the most respected financial minds in the country to provide the most current news and comprehensive advice available. TFNN.com. Educating investors. This segment is brought to you by TFNN. Test drive all the newsletters for free at TFNN.com.
Tom O'Brien.
Welcome back, folks. Dow's up 22, Nasdaq's up 35, S&Ps are up 4.5. And if we come over and let's see this, we will pull up a few of these to get an inclination as what way we think this gold market's going to go. So if we take a look at Royal Gold, RGLD. Now, these are the first two I'm going to pull up, folks, are royalty companies. That's down 166. And the reason we're pulling up royalty companies, well, number one, Tiger, Danny from Atlanta wants to look at them, but I'm very glad he does, because these can give you a decent indication is that, okay, what do we have happening inside that market, and the market, meaning the physical market, does it want to go higher or lower? Royal Gold right now is at 62.39, and what the problem is, there's a problem too. I got this on a weekly, okay, and you know I can't stand it when it does something like this. So what we did is this: you hit a high this week of 64.78, 64.47. Couldn't hold. You're going to close at the lower end of the range. It's like, okay, man, you close at the lower range of the range. That means that can go down and try to test that low of 57.55. That's on the weekly. Let me just put this on a daily for a second. Yeah, on a daily, it's holding, but these things on the weekly are how you want to look at these right now. We got the end of the week happening. So let's go take a look at this with Franco-Nevada, the same deal, FNV. We'll take a look at Franco-Nevada. And we put Franco-Nevada, that's down $1.14. We take a look at this. Okay, so now Franco-Nevada is in better shape. Now check out what it is. Now, price-wise, folks, it's done the same thing. This is what the difference is that Franco-Nevada got into the price point of 51.84. For the week, we've done volume of 3 million. Well, we're going into 3.7. And the lower range into this is only 45.95. So Franco-Nevada doesn't look bad. I'm going to put this on a daily just for a second. And on a daily basis, what you're looking at, you've done 369,000 shares out here today, and that doesn't look bad either also. SLW. So we can take a look at SLW. What you have with SLW is this. SLW is one of the largest silver brokers in the world, okay? So that gives you a decent indication, okay, what do we have happening in that market? Now, and this is where this is positive, okay? SLW is just come into where all the strength was in March. That's on your daily. On your weekly, what you have happening is the weekly basis also is positive. So the yin and the yang. See, right now, man, oh man, day by day in this metals market, it's a trip. But on the weekly basis, and this is cool, SLW also looks that it does not want to trade lower. It looks like it wants to trade higher. So inside that aspect, what I know, let's do this. Let's go over to Rango Resources. Let me see what Rango, because Rango Resources runs, it's a leader out there. And Rangold, well, this is good. Rangold's up at the top of its range. This is good. And the top of the range is not bad what it has with volume today. We have 900,000. We're going into 800. This is good. This is good. This is, and on the weekly, it's good. I like what this looks like. Because on the daily and on the weekly, this is setting up nice. And now, just to finish the baby off before our man, Mr. Dave White, comes on with me for the next hour, I'm going to go right back to King Dollar, because King Dollar is the number, folks. You know, King Dollar, I expect what you're going to see Sunday night. There's going to be action out here. Now, that action on King Dollar on Sunday night more than likely is going to have to do with Greece. You know, there's always something going on, but the bottom line is that Greece is absolutely broke, folks. Now, they're broke to the context that they're scrambling right now, as you and I are basically coming into a Friday night. They're Friday night, but they're going to be waking up in the morning. Well, they have a payroll to pay, meaning all the civil servants next week. But they also have the IMF to pay. The bottom line is they're about 200 million short just paying the civil servants. So we'll see where that whole thing shakes out. You get Merkel out in Germany. Bottom line, I suspect that Germany's going to have to come up with bread once again. And, we'll see where that shakes out. But the amount of money that they're short in order to pay the help, the civil servants, plus the IMF is extraordinary. Now, the civil servants have to be paid next week. It's the end of the month. Well, end of the month. What's the end of? Yeah, the end of the month is next week. The IMF doesn't have to be paid to the 6th because we have, they have a May Day. May Day is a holiday, so that's going to give them a few more days. Market-wise, what you have out here, that you have zero volume inside the NYSE, short volume. The SPY this is going to be more than likely, unless someone comes in with a couple 100 million shares at the close, this is going to be one of the lightest days in the SPY. We've done 48,965,000 right now. That is like about as anemic as I've seen. In fact, let me see, December 24th. Yeah, so Christmas Eve, I think Christmas Eve we're only open half a day, right? I think. Yeah. So Christmas Eve we did 42 million, and we've done 49 million today. That says quite a bit. But what we are going to have next week is what? We're going to have good old window dressing. Window dressing is going to come in. They're going to try to get that S&P up to the highs. We'll see where the rest of this shakes out. You stay right there, folks. I'm in. Mr. Dave White's going to come back with us for the next hour. What we will do, I'll do the whole market rundown on the first segment. As you're over at TFNN, don't forget, we do 10 hours of live programming every trading day. Get it right on your cell phone, tfnn.mobi. If you'd like to get Tiger TV, just go to tfnn.com. As you get to tfnn.com, what you can do is you hit the banner on the right-hand side. That banner on the right-hand side, folks, what it will say specifically is mobile devices. You hit that banner. What that will get you is Tiger TV. And as you're over there, folks, right under breaking news, since Dave's here, if you haven't looked at this yet, under breaking news, you're going to see Janet Yellen. Hit that. Dave White. He did a great spoof on her. Pretty amazing. This is Tom O'Brien. This is TFNN. You stay right there, folks. We're going to be coming right back. Dow Industrials are up 23. Nasdaq's up 36. S&Ps are up 4. Gold's down 16.70. Silver's off 15. I'll be right back.
The following is a presentation of TFNN. The Tom O'Brien Show is produced every business day. Tom takes your phone calls toll free at 1-877-927-6648. Internationally at 727-445-1044.
Let's go to Nick in Tampa. Hey, Nick, what's going on?
Tom O'Brien, it is an absolute pleasure.
Thanks so much, man. We appreciate you calling.
No problem. Dude, I've been listening to your show for about 2 years now, and it has just been wonderful. I listen to you, Basil, Andy. You guys do an amazing job.
Well, thank you so much. We appreciate you growling and prowling out here with us.
Now, Tom O'Brien.
Welcome, folks. This is Tom O'Brien of TFNN. We go 5 days a week. We go 10 hours a day. We go 24 hours a day on the internet at TFNN.com. Always remember, folks, whatever you think about, you bring about. Whatever you focus on grows. Hope everyone's having a great day, safe day. It's a TGIF, folks. Let's make it a great one. This quote is by Walter Anderson. Believe in something big. Your life is worth a noble motive. That's for sure, right?
It is.
Man. Market-wise, let's take a look at it out here. We had the Dow Industrials up 21, Nasdaq up 36, S&P's up 4.5, Gold contract down $16.70, traded $1,177 an ounce. Silver down 15 cents at $15.67 an ounce. Platinum down 13 at $1,122 an ounce. Copper up 4 pennies at $2.74 a pound. Light sweet crude off 57 cents at $57.17 a barrel. Bonds, we had the 10-year up 10 ticks, 129.14. 30-year up 24 ticks at 162.25. And King Dollar down 329 ticks, traded at 97.12. The euro is up 39 at 108, and the yen is down 65 at 118.93. Our phone number is 877-927-6648. Give us a call, folks. Want to know what's going on in your world. Now, in the world of the S&Ps, folks, okay, this is pretty bizarre, what we have out here today. And why? Well, what you have is this. The SPY did 54 million shares. That is about as weak as you can get. That is with the NDX 100 and the NASDAQ getting to new highs. The high that the SPY is trying to go after is 212.24. Last time we were up there, we did 73 million shares, so that was anemic in itself. Then the SPY couldn't handle it, went from 212 down to the bottom of the consolidation at 204, had some juice. That being said, bottom line is that more than likely, because of window dressing next week, I expect that you're going to see that high of 212.24 get hit. We'll see whether it can get taken out or not. The NDX 100, we take a look at the 3 Qs. What do you have with the 3 Qs? Bottom line, 3 Qs go topside. Volume out here is 31 million. You're over the highs. The 3 Qs can go higher. Divergence, where? In the small caps. Small caps, which had been strong, bottom line, couldn't handle higher price, actually went lower. And if we take a look at the small caps, what you have happening with the small caps, I suspect same type of setup, meaning next week, window dressing, that can get tested, the 127.14, 13, because you have some volume up there. On the weekly basis, now this is where this gets really wild. I'm going to go back to the SPY again for a second, because the SPY on a weekly basis also has anemic volume. So if that test does get done, I think that that's all you're going to get is specifically that test. Gold contract. What do we have with gold? They whack gold again. Another Friday, another whacking. Bottom line with gold is this. We've done big volume again today. The divergence that's inside here, I'm digging though, and this is what it is. We did 148,000 contracts out here today. You're going into the, I think it's 160,000. You're going into, well, no, you're going no, the swing point at 161,000. It broke that swing point, so it broke a swing headlight of volume. You're going into 151, so that's way too many contracts, number one. And here's where the divergence is, though. When we look at the gold contract and then go over and take a look at the dollar index, the dollar index came down with juice today. The dollar index, as gold did, closed at its low. The dollar index is trading right now at 97.09. The swing low on this is 96.49. Now, check this out. This is where this is going to get wild, because the last hour I was talking about Greece a bit, how much money they need, okay? Yeah. And what happens, folks, on a technically versus fundamentally, what I like to do is, I'm a technical trader, but I like to always figure out fundamentally, okay, what's going on to, what's going to make these things move? And just in the break, literally just in the break, I'm saying to myself, oh, I get it. And what I get is that, and this is why I love doing this program, because as you're walking through the program, you have to be thinking anyway, and when you're thinking, other things come in your mind. And what I realized, right, is that, okay, so they're having a hard time. Right now, they have 200 million, the Greeks do. They got that 200 million from raiding all the municipalities. They made all the municipalities, folks, the last couple days, send all their money into the Bank of Greece so they could pay their civil servants, okay? Well, they still need a couple hundred more million. The payout starts just to their civil servants next month. No, next week. At the end of the week. Then they have a payment to the IMF. Okay, so now I'm gonna cut to the chase. I'm gonna get to the dollar and gold, and this is what it is, and the euro. Now, think about something. If, in fact, the euro is going to fall apart, which I think on a longer basis, Greece is out. I think they should just cut and chase right now and go, but that's not going to happen. The way that the dollar is trading, the German government is going to have to come up with bread again to save them and to save the euro. Because it makes no sense to me that the dollar is down and gold is down.
You wonder how much of this stuff is real and how much of it's for show, right? But the Treasury gentleman from Greece and the Treasury guy from Germany had to be separated and were yelling and screaming epitaph and F-bombs at each other earlier today.
Right. Well, I think the guy from Greece, he got elected because he says, hey, I'm not going to do it.
Well, this is the Treasury secretary to the guy.
But it's their party.
Yeah.
You know, and the reality is that I expect that they are not going to come up with it. I wouldn't come up with it. If I was Greece, I'd tell the IMF to go take a hike. Because you know why? They need Greece, because as soon as Greece goes down the tubes, okay, what's going to happen is that Spain's going to be next, Portugal's going to be next, and it's all, what's happened here, folks, is this. When they're giving them more money, that more money only goes back to pay the bank's interest.
I did hear some other people talk, and they said that they didn't think those other countries were going to be first. It was a little country no one's paying any attention to, and it's Finland. Finland is getting ready, and it's probably not going to be, it's not a big deal, but interestingly enough, they said that they were working everything out to exit right now, quietly in the background, because they are assuming that it's going to be time to get out before everybody else does, right?
No, I agree. I think they made a mistake getting into it.
Yeah.
So the take goes like this. Sunday night, I expect you're just going to have some real action out here. That's the bottom line. Okay, now, let's go to bonds, because bonds, folks, right now, I'm going to use the TLT in here that you can take a look at these bonds. Bonds right now, and I've gone back and forth on this deal, man, meaning since we came off the high the first time. But the bond market right now is looking to me like, yes, the highs want to be tested. You know, we did 998,000 shares, contracts today in the 10-year, which is good. But the way this is trading, there's just a little too much volume coming out every time. So as we get up and get into that high, that's the bond market's going to talk and squawk, I think. So we'll see where that shakes out at 130.20. The way the TLT is trading, you can see it. It's pretty clear. The TLT, folks, went higher today with dramatically lighter volume. We went up by 80 cents with 4.7 million after coming down with 9.7. And this is going to be a supply and demand deal. You know what I mean?
Bill Gross apparently threw a ton of cash at the bonds, right? The German bonds.
Shorting them, yeah.
Was he shorting them?
He's shorting them, yeah.
Okay. So I guess they jumped 100% on the day after he did it, and probably because he has enough cash to actually move the market.
Well, you know, what happens is this. But Bill Gross came out and said that it was the shot of the century, folks. And I heard the interview. And of course, I can tell you flat out, I don't know what Bill Gross is thinking, but guess what? No one in their right mind is going to tell you the shot of the century. It just doesn't happen, okay? Now, he had a reason to basically put it out somewhat because one of his funds do go short bonds.
Right.
You know, just think about it for a second. Any of the best deals you have in the world, right? You're going to try to stay under the radar as long as you can stay under the radar. And then when you want to distribute something, that's right, that's the best deal. You're going to distribute it. There's no way a Wall Street guy or woman are going to go out there and tell you what their best trade is. It doesn't happen, folks, okay? In fact, they're going to, you know, if history's any guide, they're going to tell you to go buy everything they don't own or they're getting rid of. That's the truth, right?
It is.
Dave White, Tom O'Brien, you stay right there, folks. We're going to be coming right back. The Dow finished up 21, NASDAQ up 36, S&P's up 4.5. We're going to be right back.
If you're like me, you see the world's emerging nations as a very real opportunity, as these countries and their economies are developing right before our eyes. And you can rest assured that Everbank has spotted this opportunity too. In fact, they just recently unveiled the new 5-year market-safe future economy CD. This is a CD that could really deliver. but you only have until May 7th to take advantage. Consider the facts. If the future economy's currencies beat the US dollar over the CD term, you'll get all the upside. And should they lose, no worries. There's zero downside risk here, as you still get back 100% of your deposited principal. Intrigued yet? The May 7th funding deadline is quickly approaching. So hurry over to everbank.com/TFNN-CD for more information, including important product details and disclosures. Once again, that's everbank.com/TFNN-CD. Everbank is an equal housing lender and member FDIC.
If you're an active trader looking for that extra edge when it comes to trading and investments, then now is a great time to get a 2-week free trial to Tom O'Brien's daily market letter, Market Insights. Tom O'Brien's daily newsletter, Market Insights, comes out every market day at around 9:30 a.m. and provides Tom's daily commentary on the broad market, including the Dow, NASDAQ, and S&P, plus specific trade recommendations. There's even an update published most afternoons to keep you informed about the day's market activity. He'll give you the entry price, price target, and stop price of each stock and option trade. With Market Insights, there's nothing left to guessing. For all the details and to get your 2-week free trial to Market Insights started today, visit TFNN.com.
Tiger TV is an exciting way to experience TFNN programming. See high-definition video, giving you crystal clear charts, as well as seeing some of the faces of TFNN's highly acclaimed financial experts with crisp, full-fidelity sound. Catch Tom O'Brien, John Logan, Steve Rhodes, Basil Chapman, Larry Pesavento, Think or Swim, David White, Andy Hecht, and Daryl Martin in crystal clear, high-definition audio and video. Tiger TV, exclusively at TFNN.com. Trade with confidence and clarity while using the software that thousands of institutional traders rely on to make the best and most accurate decisions. Choose from 1,000 equities, currencies, and futures instruments utilizing the TAS architecture. As seen on Bloomberg terminals worldwide, the TAS Profile Scanner is a benchmark technical filtering system that thousands of traders rely on, and now you can too. For a limited time for TFNN subscribers only, we've reduced the price to just $97. That's over 75% off. John Logan hosted a special subscriber-only webinar in December, and you'll gain access to that archive as well, so you can learn exactly what the TAS Profile Scanner can do for you. Try this product out. No matter what you trade, the TAS Profile Scanner can help you make more informed trading decisions. There's no obligation to pay anything. Don't let this offer pass you by. Get your 30-day free trial to the TAS Profile Scanner today by signing up at TFNN.com. Many of our new listeners have heard about the Tiger's Den, but wondered, what exactly is it? The Tiger's Den is a lively community where professional traders and investors can meet, exchange ideas and information in a comfortable, moderated atmosphere. Hear all of your favorite TFNN shows, plus see all the charts as they happen live during those shows, and have access to all those charts. You can test drive the Tiger's Den absolutely free for 30 days. It will greatly enrich your knowledge of these markets. Details on the Tiger's Den are on the front page of TFNN.com. Tom takes your phone calls now. Toll free at 1-877-927-6648. Internationally at 727-445-1044.
Welcome back, folks. Dave White, Tom O'Brien. Appreciate you growling and prowling with us out here. Don't forget, folks, at TFNN, we do 10 hours of programming every trading day. You get it right on your cell phone, TFNN.mobi. And the slide Dave has up here, the Apple Watch ships today.
It shipped today, and a lot of people are making a lot of hay about they can't get it. But it's from everything that we've seen already that it's widely available in the rest of the world.
Okay.
So I posited a theory that Apple, since they didn't have really a complete product to ship, was doing the same thing that the movie companies do, which is when they have a dog or something that isn't going to be reviewed real well, they make sure and get it out in all the foreign countries first before it comes to the United States.
Okay.
And
get the bugs out of it, right?
Well, that's kind of what they're doing. But what you do find out in the last couple of days was that a lot of the apps that these third-party companies were writing they didn't have access to the actual watch. The only thing that
which
they
is
were
a problem, right?
The only thing they could write it against was a simulator that ran on a Mac. So the question is, a lot of people are saying, well, these things didn't run right, or they're not, they're
Sure.
other than the Apple apps, a handful of them that come with the watch.
Okay.
So yeah, it still looks like maybe midsummer. It looks like there's plenty of product, just not in the United States.
Yeah.
And people have been able to walk in actually and pick them up all through Asia and the Europe.
And they're coming out with their numbers Monday night. That'll be interesting.
You got numbers Monday night. Of course, none of these will be in that number. The other thing that I think is very interesting, and it's happening today because people showed up with them, is I always look at this company called iFixit.
Okay.
Who tears apart everything and then gives you the bill of materials for everything that went into it.
Oh, really?
So
is it iFixit.com?
Yeah.
Okay,
But
cool.
basically, they sell tools to a lot of people and tell you how to fix it, but they sell you the tools to take apart things like that you would normally think of taking apart, like tablets and other things that don't have screws. And
Sure.
They have heat guns and
Really?
and suction cups and a lot of ways. They figure out how to take all these things apart if you want to fix them, and they sell you the tools.
Wow.
So every time a new product like this comes out, they tear it all down. They tell you what parts are in it and everything else, and everybody floods to the website, and they get a lot of real, easy advertising to their website.
Right. Because you want to know what's in it, for sure,
Right.
for suppliers.
So we do have a picture of the
Look
back
at
of this, of how everything is crammed in there. But we don't have the whole bill of materials and everything else. They're actually doing it today.
If you're in your car right now, folks, okay, we're looking at the iWatch, and the face is up, and it doesn't even look like there's much stuff in there. That's what's pretty amazing, actually.
There's not much room.
Yeah.
But what's going to be important is, you're selling it for $350.
Yeah.
How expensive is it going to be? We know a couple of things now, and one was that these were going to have sapphire crystals.
Okay.
They don't. It's a glass crystal.
So
and
sapphire is much harder, right?
Right. Like if you get a Rolex watch, it's got a true 100% crystal, and you're probably going to pay, I think I have paid $350 to have them replaced before.
Okay.
So they're pretty expensive. Now, the idea was that they were going to be all sapphire. What they have done on this, and it may be a function of the manufacturing, was coated it with sapphire.
Interesting, okay.
So the first thing these guys did is put sandpaper on it and see whether or not, just like sapphire, if they could actually scratch it.
Yes.
And they could. So it's not going to be as armored as maybe we thought at the beginning, and it depends on what you say sapphire is. It's sapphire coated, which is probably going to be good enough because most people aren't going to go after the lens of their watch with sandpaper, but it is scratchable. So, that is a big issue, especially if you've got something like a watch, and I don't know what the replacement cost is for that yet. Battery life for everybody that's
a problem, right?
You're going to have to charge it every night. And they are, the last I looked, they were selling the recharging pad for this thing as a separate price, but I don't know today what they're doing on it.
The battery life's going to be a problem for sure. Because I remember, you probably don't remember this, but when I was a kid, watches themselves, I mean, they only lasted so long. You get to wind them a couple times a day. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah. I remember when the first pulsars with the LEDs came out. And that was the hottest ticket to have. You remember those?
That was, yeah.
It was the first calculators had just come out.
Yeah.
But the watches were about $300 back then.
Yeah, they were.
I don't know how long they last on a battery, but probably a month. But interesting, lukewarm reviews so far. But the thing to me is when they come up with that bill of materials, it's $350. If it costs them $150 to make it, they're making basically their 50% margins on the product.
Right.
Okay.
And that's not a lot for Apple.
It is not. Now, what you have to do is Apple's new strategy is the Kirby vacuum cleaner. They're going to sell you the phone, and then they're trying to add all these attachments. This is one of several things that I hear that they were working on. There's some other things rumored. But the whole idea is start selling you a family of products on top of the phone, which is going to be your link for internet access, phone access, and everything else.
You know what I'm going to be able to do? And, I was joking with Nico, folks, because, Nico, if you haven't heard his program at noon, it's an awesome program, him and Paige. But Nico is an Apple freak. you know, I'm saying this in a good way, but he's definitely an Apple freak. Okay,
Yeah.
has everything Apple, house, everything. Okay, and I said to him, I says, you getting a watch? No, I'm not getting a watch. I mean, he's doing jiu-jitsu all the time. He said, I don't wear a watch, right? That was the first time. Second time, he says, I saw those watches. They look pretty good, you know. So we'll see whether he gets one or not. That'll give us a good indication of how it's going. Comcast Time Warner, yeah, that's done.
That's stick a fork in it now.
Right.
Basically, there were a couple of reasons, but the biggest reason yesterday was, or Wednesday night, was that the FCC said we're going to have some hearings.
Right.
And that's the last thing that either one of these companies,
right?
Yeah, because they were going to drag them out. I played some of the clips on my show of calling customer service and asking to be your service to be canceled.
Oh yeah.
And on YouTube, there's a bunch of these where people have been on for an hour and a half, and every time you ask to cancel, they transfer you to somebody else. They want to do everything but let you cancel your accounts.
Yeah, there's no doubt.
Well, that was part of it. But a lot of the other shady dealings that went on were all going to be brought up in this. And that's why this thing went down so quickly.
And the hearing doesn't even start until 2 years. That's how that thing shakes out.
Actually, they were going to have hearings in Congress, in the subcommittee, starting in a month.
Okay.
And they were just going to say, okay, we're going to do these FCC things, but we're going to go ahead and also the Congress, the couple of people that didn't want this to go through in Congress. Now, they spent $17 million in, 3 or 4 months this has been going on?
Lobbying, right?
Lobbying. And so that's it. But Google spending a lot more money lobbying, and Netflix is, I guess that guy was so ticked off. You never know what went on between Time Warner and those guys and Netflix back and forth. But he had a vendetta. And he went to every single member of Congress and talked to them about this and how bad it would be and why it would be bad. So a little bit of revenge out there for the way that
they're all animals anyway. And then the Fios is breaking the bundle. This is pretty cool.
It is. And since we're in a Fios area,
right?
And I've got Fios, it's very interesting because I don't watch ESPN, and that's about $15 of my bill every month.
Yeah, right.
So we're going to see just how far this goes. I tried to figure it out online, and they don't have any of the software up or anything.
Yeah, we'll talk about that as soon as we get back. This is Dave White, Tom O'Brien. You stay right there, folks. We're coming right back. The Dow finished up 21, Nasdaq up 36, S&P's up 4.5. We'll be right back.
Tom O'Brien's weekly gold letter, The Gold Report, gives complete and concise coverage of the entire gold market. Inside, you'll get Tom's commentary on gold, the dollar, the rand, the bond, the XAU, the HUI, and detailed coverage of nearly 25 mining stocks. He'll give you the entry price, price target, and stop price of each stock trade. The Gold Report is a long-term newsletter where the focus is on building real wealth through the management of a successful portfolio of gold stocks. With a lifetime of knowledge and almost 12 years of writing his informative weekly newsletter, The Gold Report, Tom O'Brien can provide you with the important market information to help you make better trades in the gold market. Don't let the next bull run in gold pass you by. To get a month-long free trial to The Gold Report, an $85 value, visit the front page of TFNN.com today.
Basil Chapman has just announced 2 live workshops that he'll be hosting April 27th and May 5th that only subscribers to his opening call will gain access to. On April 27th, Basil will host a 45-minute live online workshop, The Essentials of the Chapman Wave, where he'll teach the basics of the Chapman Wave notation that Basil created and uses daily in his trading and newsletter recommendations. On May 5th, Basil will host a second 45-minute workshop where this time he'll revisit the 1929 market comparison webinar and provide his attendees with an updated take on the socio-economic trends Basil has spotted currently taking place. If you're an opening call subscriber already, then your seat is already reserved. If not, then sign up for a 30-day free trial to the opening call today. You get a month of Basil's daily newsletter, The Opening Call, along with 2 live workshops coming up. Don't miss out on this offer. Sign up for Basil Chapman's opening call newsletter today on the front page of TFNN.com.
Do you know the 7 most critical factors that influence every decision you make and how not knowing these will jeopardize the health, the wealth, and the relationships you deserve? I'm Steve Rhodes, morning host of TFNN.com, and for the last quarter of a century, I've studied and used the secrets of human growth, the same formulas used by leaders of nations, billionaires and millionaires, and the most successful athletes on the planet. Would you like to break through any obstacle that gets in between you and the success you deserve? Would you like to turn fear into strength? If you could find a way to achieve, be fulfilled, and live a life of meaning, wouldn't you want to know the answer? I'll teach you the factors that control your state of mind and the drivers that impact every thought, emotion, behavior, and action we take in my new webinar, The Psychology of Trading. Join me for this two-part online event where I'll unveil the secrets to human pattern recognition, because they're not what you think. And soon, you'll have the health, the wealth, and the relationships you deserve. Just go to the homepage of TFNN.com and click on The Psychology of Trading to begin your journey now.
You take a hands-on approach to managing your investments, and whether you're bullish or bearish on U.S. Treasuries, the ETFs from Direction Shares are there to help you magnify your perspective. Bull ETFs for a rising market and bear ETFs for a falling market. Direction Shares gives you the tools for both sides of the trade. Discover how we can help at DirectionShares.com today. An investor should consider the investment objectives, risks, charges, and expenses of the Direction Shares carefully before investing. The prospectus and summary prospectus contain this and other information about Direction Shares. To obtain a prospectus or summary prospectus, please contact Direction Shares at 800-851-0511. The prospectus or summary prospectus should be read carefully before investing. An investment in the funds is subject to risk, including the possible loss of principal. The funds are designed to be utilized only by sophisticated investors such as traders and active investors employing dynamic strategies. Investors in the fund should understand the consequences of seeking daily investment results, understand the risk of shorting, and intend to actively monitor and manage their investments. Distributor Foreside Fund Services, LLC. Tiger Real Estate Opportunity Fund is currently offering 4-year first mortgages on many of the fully renovated properties that it has purchased. The first mortgages are third-party appraised with a maximum loan-to-value ratio of 70%, providing a secured investment that pays a fixed return of 5% annually, which works out to a monthly income of more than $416 per $100,000 investment with your principal intact and secured. These 4-year first mortgages are perfect for anyone looking for a secured investment that provides monthly income much like a CD. For more information, email tigerfund@tfnn.com or click on the Tiger Real Estate Opportunity Fund banner along the right side of the tfnn.com homepage, or call our office directly at 877-518-9190. There's a limited supply, so act now.
This segment is brought to you by Think or Swim. For more information, just click the Think or Swim banner on the front page of TFNN.com.
Welcome back, folks. Dave White, Tom O'Brien. We appreciate you growling and prowling with us out here. Don't forget, folks, each and every trading day, Dave does an outstanding show right here at TFNN, 1 to 2 Eastern Standard Time. Also has a couple of great newsletters. You can get them by coming over to our website at TFNN. Go to newsletters. You can go to trading newsletters and get the Path of Least Resistance. You can go to investment newsletters and get the
Path of Least Resistance, my daily newsletter.
Right.
And you can get the Tech Insider, which is the investment newsletter. Right.
FiOS,
right.
breaking the bundle.
They're the first, Verizon. Right. And, of course, that's actually going to Frontier. Since they bought them, right?
Right.
So it's unclear whether we're going to get it or we're not. I didn't see it on FiOS's website.
Yeah.
Maybe because in our area it's going to be Frontier and they're going to let Frontier do it. No one knows. I called today. They don't know.
Let Frontier do the front running.
Yeah.
That'd be pretty wild.
It is going to be interesting. I had somebody call about Frontier today. But to me, it is going to be interesting, especially because there's a lot of things that I don't watch. There's a very core amount of things I do watch. And it would be nice. And, you know, especially we found out, at least from Amazon and from Netflix, that the people that do have streaming are spending about 2 hours streaming per average per day. So it's eating into a great deal of what normally you would be watching on cable.
No, I agree. You know, and what happens, folks, is that well, not necessarily the argument. The conversation is about, will you spend more piecemeal in it, or will you spend more with the package? My own choice would be to basically piecemeal it. The reason being is that if I found out at anything in life in general, right, is that piecemealing it is always where it's at, because then you have the choice, right, and then it's a variable expense. And I like that, because sometimes you just say, hey, I don't want to do something for a couple months.
Here's what at least Hollywood is worried about, and that is that there won't be enough central places for people to start talking about something and having it really come out and become viral, like Breaking Bad or some of those other ones on AMC's. If it was very hard to get it, even if it was good, people, if they don't know about it, but because it was buried out there in AMC territory, everybody got it.
Right.
Everybody started watching it. Same thing with The Walking Dead.
No, there's no doubt. Now, and this is where there's no doubt that the aspect of being a small player, is problematic. Okay, in that aspect. Now watch how. And there's a spin on this, even for TFNN, folks. And this is what the spin is for TFNN, is that all of this. This is my take on it. All of this, everything that's being streamed. We're going to be streaming purely wireless, period. I mean, there's not going to be this deal, and all you have to do is watch young people and to see what they do. The bottom line, everything is that, and that will hurt, some creativity, no doubt, okay? And for others, though, including us, I think it would help us. The reason being because they're niche markets.
The people probably most hurt by this is Disney because of ESPN.
Right.
They've got a core amount of people, about 20%, that do nothing but watch ESPN.
Right.
80% of the people that got cable never watch it, but they get all that cash for having ESPN on the thing. But they are probably the most egregious of being on and paying big fees to Disney for people that never ever watch those particular channels. And they're already yelling and screaming at Verizon, saying that they don't have any right to, and they're saying the contract says that they can't do it. Verizon said point to it in the contract that says we can't do it.
Right.
And it doesn't say it anywhere in the contract.
It's going to be a big battle. There's no doubt. So Amazon, it broke out the first time their cloud computing, right?
Right. And if you looked at what they did with their regular retail part of their business, it wasn't any different than it has been for the last 2 or 3 years.
Okay.
What everybody, and why this thing kind of popped, was that a lot of people really didn't know whether they were making any money whatsoever with the whole Amazon Web Services, what they call AWS.
Right.
And they brought in a huge, because it's probably not every 2 months, but every 2 months I get an email and it says, we've cut our rates once again for
there's no doubt.
For data and, of course, using our online services. And you wonder how can they keep cutting prices like that and still make money? Well, they are. So whoever knows what they would have made 2 years ago if they had this kind of volume. But even down charging about 20% what they did at 2.5 years ago. So they're basically less than a quarter of what they were, and they're still making huge cash on the deal. And they're just very efficient about using those servers for the people they need when they need them.
Right.
And if you can run a tight ship, which is kind of like running retail, right?
Sure.
You don't have a lot of high margins, you can do pretty well. Now, what we did see is probably the biggest jump, and it wasn't really in the Amazon stuff, but I got it from listening to Microsoft's call.
Okay.
And that is they went for using cloud services. They went from the number 7 application to the number 1 application in 1 quarter, in this last quarter. And I think that's where Microsoft had its nice bounce today, was they saw a lot of people that were using Google Docs and other stuff in their office. For some other reason that is inexplicable, and they didn't say why it is, they had a ton of people go to Office on their cloud services.
Okay.
And that's where Microsoft really is starting to go.
Now, you have something up here that Amazon, are their cloud services bigger than IBM, Microsoft, or Google right now?
Yes.
That's pretty intense. So that's intense.
Well, they've they've always
been number one. No, they're the first ones out there. I know that.
Right, but they continue to be, every time someone drops their price, they drop theirs again, lower than everybody else.
Right.
And I think that's why when they popped, because and maybe why they finally decided to show how much money that they were making off this. To this point, no one knew, right?
No,
their competitors didn't know. No one else knew.
It would make sense.
So they wanted to keep it quiet. But this shows that even at the price cuts that they're making, they can still make decent money on it. And there were a lot of people short the stock going into it.
6 million shares.
Yeah, and and I think probably someone got a call like Bezos from somebody on Wall Street and says, we can fry all these people that don't like you, which is kind of the way some of those phone calls go as they go. But interesting.
Mobile-geddon.
Right, mobile-geddon.
Yeah.
Like Armageddon, but it's mobile. A lot of people are making a lot of discussions about this week. And what happens is Google is changing its search priorities.
Oh, yeah, right.
So that you will only,
on the phone.
On the phone. So a lot of people are not exactly sure how it's going to affect them. The Europeans are yelling and screaming, saying that...
You can go to the Google site, though, and see it, you know.
Right. But basically what it is, if the website says it's mobile friendly, then you basically get a higher ranking to go.
Yes.
But what they want to do is get the way that the deals are working in the background. If someone goes and buys something, Google gets a taste for referring them back, right?
Okay.
On some of these sites.
Right.
So what we have is Google really tailoring the results for a very handful of people, right, that are basically going to be giving and or paying Google in some form or fashion.
You think so? Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
So that's what everybody's kind of upset about, because before you get 20 pages of Google results and you just go through them. I normally skip the first page and I find what I want on the second page already. The difference is on mobile, you're really not going to have those second and third pages. You're going to have all these premium pushed pages where they want you to go up front. And that's what a lot of people are wondering, because if you're not a big player, you may not show up at all on these Google searches. And that's why if you're a smaller player out there, you're not a Best Buy, or you're not an Amazon, or you're not some of the other things. Because you know who writes a bigger check to anybody in the world?
Who?
Amazon writes the biggest check to Google.
Do they? Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
So almost everything, when you go back and referred, Amazon is the #1 referred site back when you do something like if you want to buy something. Almost always it's a link to Amazon up first. And Amazon pays a huge amount of money to Google for those priority slots, which you wouldn't get because there's no second and third page on mobile now. That's basically what they're doing.
Well, you know what's interesting is that I use Amazon Prime a lot.
Right.
And so I just basically...
You're already looking there.
Yeah, no, actually what I do is when I Google, I still Google all the time, but I Google inside, when I'm looking for, I put Amazon on it too, because I want them to pull up the best price. Dave White, Tom O'Brien, folks, you stay right there. We're going to be coming right back.
Platinum, grains, crude oil, gold, copper, cattle, hogs, gasoline, natural gas, coffee, cotton, cocoa, and sugar. These are just some of the commodities mentioned in the most recent issue of Andy Hecht's Techno-Mental Commodity Report. Andy publishes his weekly newsletter every Thursday morning, where he breaks down the commodity market and provides his subscribers with specific trading recommendations based on his trading methodology. By signing up for a free trial to the Techno-Mental Commodity Report, you'll get a full 30 days to try out this powerful newsletter service and see for yourself the types of trades Andy has recommended for his subscribers. When you sign up for a 30-day free trial, you're under no obligation to pay anything. And should you decide to continue, you will lock in the low rate of only $79 a month. Sign up right now for the Techno-Mental Commodity Report and make sure you're ready to catch the next big trade in commodities. For more information and to get started today, visit the front page of TFNN.com.
The Path of Least Resistance is David White's daily trading newsletter, and if you're looking for active trading ideas, then now's a perfect time for a 30-day free trial to this powerful daily trading advisory service. David uses his years of trading experience to offer his subscribers his trading ideas each morning in his Path of Least Resistance newsletter. Using a combination of equity trades along with options, David keeps his subscribers up to date with all pertinent market information with intraday afternoon updates when warranted. Don't miss out on this great chance to get a 30-day free trial to David's daily newsletter, The Path of Least Resistance, with no obligation to pay anything. David has been delivering solid recommendations for his subscribers recently, and if you'd like to see the type of newsletter he delivers every morning, then visit the front page of TFNN and you'll find The Path of Least Resistance under Trading Newsletters. For all the details and to start your 30-day free trial today, log on to TFNN.com now. TFNN is excited about our new software charting program, The Art of Timing the Trade Charts. In collaboration with Tom O'Brien and using his best-selling book, The Art of Timing the Trade, Your Ultimate Trading Mastery System, David White has programmed an outstanding piece of software that will complement any trader's methodology. Using this first-of-its-kind program, The Art of Timing the Trade Charts allows you to scan thousands of stocks for Fibonacci formation setups, including Gartley's, ABC's, butterflies, and much more. The Art of Timing the Trade Charts is designed to help you when scouring the markets for stocks just beginning to form the trading patterns that many investors spend days, weeks, or even months searching to find. And right now, we're offering licenses available at only $79 a month. We are so confident that you're going to love this new charting software that will even give you a 30-day unconditional money-back guarantee. Don't miss out on this incredible new piece of software. Get your copy of The Art of Timing the Trade Charts today by visiting TFNN.com. Has the current market volatility continued to stop you out of trades when the market spikes against you? Now is the perfect time to open up an account with Nadex. Nadex, the North American Derivatives Exchange, is a brand new, completely regulated Chicago-based exchange, and unlike most other exchanges, Nadex allows you to trade directly through them with direct market access when using their completely free trading platform, which also features real-time charts and full customization capability. One of the advantages of trading with Nadex in volatile markets is that your risk is always capped and you have the ability of keeping your trades open even when the market spikes against you. Nadex is completely brand new with a line of unique trading products that are unavailable anywhere else. See how it works at nadex.com. That's NADEX.com. Or click on the Nadex banner on the front page of TFNN.com. Futures and options trading involves risk and may not be appropriate for all investors.
Who says you can't take it with you? TFNN says you can. With your mobile device and TFNN's live radio streams, TFNN has put it all in the palm of your hands. No special apps to download. No subscription fees for live radio or Tiger TV streams. We say you can.
Each and every time that the dollar ticks higher, S&P wants higher price. Each and every time that the dollar's ticking lower, guess what? S&P wants lower price. Dollar, the metals, and the S&P are going tick for tick.
We say you can. The Tiger Financial News Network. Smart investors and professional traders know you can. TFNN.com. Educating investors. This segment is brought to you by TFNN. Test drive all the newsletters for free at TFNN.com.
Tom O'Brien. Welcome back, folks. Dave White, Tom O'Brien. Appreciate you growling and prowling with us out here. Man, I don't know if I want to end this program in this week where Dave just put a slide up and it says Frankenstein. Didn't I tell you that I don't like scary movies? I didn't mind Frankenstein, but I don't like scary movies. But well, talk to me about this.
For the first time, geneticists in China have gone and worked on human embryos and modified them. And they haven't had a lot of success.
Live ones?
Yes.
Okay.
I talked maybe 10 months ago about a new software program that would let you and help you like a programmer program.
You did. I remember that
genetics.
conversation. Right?
Okay. Well, they've taken that thing, which is called CRISPR, CRISPR,
Yeah.
and started work on human embryos. Now, there's a thing in China where they don't want anybody, if you're having a child, because you can only have one child, you want to have a son, so your name
But they don't
continues
have
on.
that anymore. That's where they screwed the whole thing up, right?
Well,
I mean,
that's part of it.
Right.
But the whole thing that all these guys are working on is making sure you get a male son. So this is what these guys were working on now. They took the papers and showed what they did and sent it to get it publicized in the U.S. standard things like Nature and the other big places that you publish papers like this in, right?
Okay.
They said, no, we're not publishing this paper and go away.
Okay.
And in the meantime, the people from Nature got everybody together and said, senators and stuff, you guys need to do a moratorium on this right now before we get into some very deep ethical issues that are happening out here, right? That we've got, the Chinese are doing it. You know, I don't know if you can stop them or do anything, but it's going to, if you don't stop them, it's going to come here and we're going to have some really strange things going on.
Right.
But it is certainly gone beyond the point of just trying to fix things like cancer. It is really trying to invent life in the way that we envision it. And there are some problems with...
That's quite a quote.
Yes.
That's a good quote, actually. That's because that's going to be a perception of who the scientist is, how they envision life.
Right, but...
Or how much money someone has, just like these elections, how they envision life.
It is scary on a lot of fronts, but we have certainly far exceeded our ability with science for what we've done in both law and at least ethics for that. And of course, the Chinese could care less for the most part about ethics, so they're going to go on.
Right.
But they've already taken that stuff I talked about 10 months ago, and they are working hard on it now, trying to get it published. They didn't get it published, at least in the United States.
And why do they want to get it published? So more people will start working on it, or just for why?
Bragging rights.
Okay, bragging rights. Okay, right.
I mean, if you're a scientist and you're working on this kind of stuff,
that would make sense.
You know, if you want the Nobel Prize, you better publish, right?
Yeah, yeah.
If it's hidden, you don't get it.
Right.
Tom O'Brien, geez.
That's funny.
But
Steve Rose, I love you.
The other thing going on this week that I think a lot of people may have missed in all the brouhaha going on out here is that the House of Representatives passed a law. It hadn't gone through the Senate yet, but it will allow any company to share your data with other companies for quote, quote, cyber security reasons.
Okay.
So right now, it's kind of unethical for you to share your company's data on some customer with somebody else. But they're saying, well, it's going to be necessary to do that, and it has passed the House. So I don't know how far this is going to go in the Senate, but literally everybody's going to have your data. If it goes to one place, it's going to go to them all if this passes. So I thought that I'd bring this up.
So what you want to do, folks, you know what's interesting about this, because I had a conversation about this with a few of folks right here today. And what you want to do, folks, okay, is you should always be cleaning your data. In this case, the conversation we had, it's important not to have people's data in here.
Right.
Period. I mean, that's what the conversation was about, because there's not a reason. Do you know what I'm saying? It's like, okay, you know, and that's really, it's crucial that if you're dealing with someone, you don't want data. You want the least amount of data that's possible.
There's no reason for you to have
no,
it. You're not a Google. You're not trying to figure out what they're guessing at next.
Right.
But it is going on, and I'll keep you. When it goes to the Senate, I'll let you know more. Other legal things out here. Portland actually passed, and in fact, Florida this week passed a bill for the whole Uber, Lyft, everything else. So these kind of companies are now starting to get some traction and pushed. But the big thing is most of them are saying that you've got to have some pretty hefty insurance in case somebody dies in your cab.
Right.
And I think it's like $1.5 million or $2 million in Florida.
That's going to be easy to get, because it's going to be the large companies that get a blanket policy for everyone.
Okay.
You know, because there'll be so many vehicles.
But they had a few laws that they wanted to change, like whether or not you have ADA accessible vehicles. They're kind of real edge cases. So it wasn't like anything that, as far as I could say, that would change Ubers or Lyfts or any of these other companies.
What's amazing is that, thank God, for any of you folks that own those medallions in New York City, that's the big problem. Those medallions that, are worth a lot of money, I'd be moving them right now. Moving them out.
Yeah.
Hubble at 25 years old. That's pretty sick.
Hubble telescope is 25 years old this week. It's come up with probably 10 major discoveries. We now know how old the universe is, 13.8 billion years old. It's found black holes, planets, and other systems we've never seen.
Yeah.
It's almost done.
Where's James Webb getting ready in 2 years?
That's going to be the successor that they put up.
It's called James Webb, like Jim Webb, the senator?
No.
No.
This is a famous astronomer.
Oh, cool.
James Webb.
Okay.
But we're probably not going to have another Hubble that works in visible light. The James Webb one is going to be parked out and kind of in the shadow of Earth, and it's going to be near infrared. So it's got to be away from heat. It can't have the sun pointing at it or anything else. But what they found out in the last couple of years is that if they point a laser up next to the telescope and blast it a few times, they can clean up the air all the way out and have one based on the Earth that is good as the one out as
really?
Yes. So we're probably not going to have another Hubble.
So how old is the Earth?
The Earth about 3.8 billion years, but the universe 13.8 billion years.
13.8.
Right. So we're pretty much knowing on that, but probably when the Hubble is probably going to be thrown in the atmosphere and burned up here, and probably within the next year or so. And we'll have the James Webb, but telescopes are going to be back on Earth here for the near future.
I like it. Always remember, folks, whatever you think about, you bring about. Whatever you focus on grows. And whatever you want in life, folks, visualize it like a nice big motion picture. Step into it, take ownership of it, and fly with it. And think about how long the Earth's been around, the universe been around. That'll spin your head for a while. Have a great one. Have a safe one. Thanks, Dave. Appreciate it. Look forward to speaking to you next Monday, folks. Have a great one.